What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to this edition of our MLB Outlooks for the 2025 upcoming season. Today we have the Milwaukee Brewers. Last year the Brewers finished 93-69, good enough for first place in the NL Central. They of course lost in the wild card series to the New York Mets, so it was a very upsetting way to end the year. This Brewers team lost a lot of key pieces, but honestly the offense is practically still the same. Will they win the NL Central? Personally, I don't think so. They'll still be in the wild card race. I think the Cubs did a lot more. But before we get into that, let's explain why I think that with the moves they made this offseason. So starting with their free agent tracker, the big one, they lost Willy Adames, who had a really good year last year for them. 7 years, $182 million to go to San Francisco. They lose out on Frankie Montas, 2 years, $34 million to the Mets. Hobie Milner, the reliever, goes 1 year, $2.5 million to the Rangers. Joe Ross, another starter, 1 year, $4 million to the Phillies. Colin Ray, a 1-year deal for $5 million to the rival Cubs. Gary Sanchez, who they signed to play catcher and DH last year, goes to be a catcher and DH to the Baltimore Orioles, that is. 1 year, $8.5 million. Jake Bauers, Wade Miley get minor league contracts with the Brewers. So they get Bauers back, that is, and Wade Miley goes to the Reds. And Bryce Wilson, who kind of had an okay year last year, goes to the White Sox, 1 year, $1.05 million. Let's take a look at their lineup, because honestly, it's practically the same minus a Willy Adames, so let's just look at it. So taking a look at their starting lineup going into 2025, it goes a bit as follows. Jackson Chourio, who finished third place in NL Rookie of the Year voting behind Skeens and Merrill. Christian Yelich, William Contreras, Garrett Mitchell, Rhys Hoskins, who's on the second year of his 2-year deal, Bryce Turang, Joey Ortiz, Sal Frelick, and Oliver Dunn. So they lose a Willy Adames. So you see some of these guys in this lineup still. Oliver Dunn, a newer piece. He'll be getting a lot of opportunities to start. 0.7 projected WAR, 646 projected OPS. I think that's a replaceable level player. You would think so. I think he will be replaced soon. Joey Ortiz is going to get a lot more chances with Willy Adames gone. 722 OPS projected, 102 WRC plus, that is 2.4 projected WAR. The big hitters of this lineup, however, are the top 3 guys, I would say. Chourio, 3.1 projected WAR, 113 WRC plus, 774 OPS. Honestly, I'm kind of expecting his WAR to be a little bit higher than 3.1. I think Jackson Chourio is a super talented baseball player, and for age 21, he's currently like perfect age at 21. I think he is going to have a very solid year this year. A very solid year, too. Christian Yelich as well, 2.4 projected WAR, 120 WRC plus, 788 OPS. It's going to be interesting to see how he comes back with the back issues. William Contreras had a very solid year last year. He is projected a 4.8 WAR, 810 OPS, 125 WRC plus. Going down the order really quickly to Rhys Hoskins, I want to look at him really quick. Projected a 0.9 WAR, 106 WRC plus, 742 OPS. They're not really banking on a huge year out of Rhys Hoskins. It seems like on Fangraphs, they have him at a strikeout percentage of 27.9, so about 28%, and 10.5 walk rate. So Rhys Hoskins is kind of a boomer bust type of guy this year. Seems what they're projecting with him. I think he'll at least give him a 1 WAR. I don't see him below a 1 this year. Let's take a quick look at their rotation and bullpen. Going through the Milwaukee Brewers rotation, it goes a little bit like this. Freddie Peralta, Tobias Myers, Nestor Cortez, who they get from the Yankees for Devin Williams, Aaron Civale, and Jose Quintana, who they just signed last week. When I look at this rotation, it is a very veteran-led rotation, especially with Jose Quintana on the back end. I thought he had a great year with the Mets last year. You have Nestor Cortez, who was formerly a Yankee, had a really good year with the Yankees a few years ago, kind of struggled recently. A 2 projected WAR, 375 ERA, 144 innings of work for him this year projected, about 2.34 walks per 9, and almost 9 strikeouts per 9. So he's projecting to have a really good year with the Brewers. Here's the thing with the Milwaukee Brewers. They can make any pitcher a really good pitcher. I think Nestor Cortez is going to have a very solid bounce back for the Milwaukee Brewers this year. Aaron Civale as well with 5 years. The youngest pitcher in this rotation is 26 years old and has less than a year of service time. That is Tobias Myers. He's projected a 1.3 WAR and 2.78 walks per 9, 8.21 Ks per 9. Freddie Peralta, of course, is the ace of this rotation. He'll be fine, 376 protected ERA. Going down to their bullpen, it goes a bit like this. Trevor McGill, Jared Koenig, Joel Payamps, Brian Hudson, Nick Mears, Elvis Peguero, Tyler Alexander, and Connor Thomas. It's a so-so bullpen, you could say. They do have a guy projected over a 1 WAR, but it's only a 1. That is Trevor McGill, a 3.43 projected ERA. If there's anything that this Brewers bullpen is lacking, it is the Devin Williams type of player that they just traded away for a Nestor Cortez and a prospect. I think this could come back to bite them. They didn't really do enough. They did bring in a Tyler Alexander and a Rule 5 guy in Connor Thomas. Will those guys do that good? Tyler Alexander, of course, projected a 4.52. Connor Thomas projected a 3.99. So honestly, this bullpen is the weak point of this Brewers team. But honestly, their starting rotation, they might not really need to use the bullpen as much because these are a lot of tenured guys that are going to eat a lot of innings. And when I look at their lineup, I expect Churio, Yelich, Contreras, especially Contreras, projected a 4.8 WAR, highest on the team, 810 OPS. Those are the types of players that will carry this Brewers team to a possible NL Central championship. So overall, when I'm looking at the Milwaukee Brewers, I don't think they're going to win the NL Central. I just think the Cubs made a lot more blockbuster moves. Kyle Tucker, of course, is the big one. But here's the thing. I could be completely wrong about the Brewers because last year I didn't have the Brewers winning this division. I had the Cubs, you would think. And this Brewers team as well last year exceed everyone's expectations. They went over 90 games. This is an NL Central that is completely wide open. They have a solid playoff percentage, a solid win division percentage, and I think it's going to be a very fine Brewers team. They're going to at least be in the wild card hunt if they're not winning the division. They will. This is at least an 82, 83, 84, 85 win Brewers team. At least that is I would say their floor. Their ceiling, however, could be in the 90 range. Who knows? But thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content. We are on the road to 300 subscribers. We're trying to hit that by opening day, so help us get there. Make sure to like the video and leave your comments down below about what you think about the Milwaukee Brewers. Where do you think they're finishing this year? Maybe give a record prediction if you got all the way here. But thank you all for watching. See you next time.